All right, we are live. Let's see if we can get some people on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my Periscope because we know I still have no idea how the heck to see people coming in. Hi, Militia's here already. Wowzers. Awesome, possum. VVVS, thanks for joining. Today we are talking about not Google Trends. Why does that say Google Trends? Hold the phone. I thought I changed that, y'all. Today it turns out you have to save it. Got it. Okay, well, we're talking about analytics dashboards. Hey, Eric. Eric is on. Yes, and Militia is on. We've got people showing up already today. That's awesome. Today we are talking about analytics dashboards. As always, we are powered by our friends at StreamYard today and every day. So if you haven't tried out StreamYard, there should be a link in the description of this, depending on where you're watching it. And you can try it out. I do highly suggest it. Honestly, it makes these things easy, if you learn how to use them. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So I do have a hard stop at 1 o'clock, so this is going to be a short one. And the reason I have a hard stop is because I'm actually going to be heading over to the Agora Pulse show. They go live, and they are having someone from Easel, which is a kind of like a Canva, but it's just an easy design tool. So if you guys are interested in that at all, go ahead and check that out because that's going to be really interesting. So it looks like Ryan just retweeted this, so hopefully he's jumping on the stream here. All right, let's go ahead and get to getting. So Militia did call me out and said, well, why aren't we doing Google Data Studio? And like I said, that's because I do have a hard stop, and Data Studio can be very complex and complicated, and there's a lot that goes into it. So instead, we are just going to look at Google Analytics. And I will say one of the good things about doing this in Google Analytics is that we actually, this is a lot easier for your clients to get to as well. So you can make this dashboard, and I've done this for quite a few clients actually, is I've made them a dashboard so they can see the progress without necessarily having to contact me all the time. And yeah, so if you don't know how to get to dashboards on analytics, Oren's here. What up? If you don't know how to get to your dashboards, you just go to customization and then dashboards. Hey, look, our friend is here finally. So now we have, obviously there is no dashboard here. This does have a link and is telling you to go to Data Studio, which tells me that these might not be available in analytics forever. So that is something to take into consideration, but alas, here we are. So there are a couple options when you go to create a dashboard. You can start from a blank canvas, or Google does have some starter dashboards that you can use. And they just kind of pre-populate it. So this is what a starter dashboard would look like. If you notice, it's pretty similar to what the homepage looks like when you log into analytics, but it's a lot more visual. And I think that's why people really like these dashboards, is because they are visual. So again, it's really easy for clients and people that are at least once removed from marketing to understand what's going on. However, you can, Shay is watching Periscope right now. What is up? That's really exciting. Okay, so you can start from this, which is fine, but usually I create my own, and I start from scratch. So I'm just going to call this SEO progress. And theoretically speaking, what I do and what I would do for clients is I would have different dashboards for different like objectives that you're trying to reach with your client. So this one is SEO progress, or I just named it SEO progress. So everything on here is going to show the client how SEO has been going for us. You could also do one for pay per click. And ideally you would have those conversions set up so that you can show them as well, like how pay-per-click is affecting their conversions. So let's go ahead. You can see these are all the different widget types. So you have real time. I don't really ever use real time in these dashboards because, again, I mostly use them for clients. You can use them for yourself as well, obviously. But I usually just use mine for my clients. So you have metrics, which is just like a counter, your timeline, which is a line graph, the geo map, obviously, which is a map, your tables, pie charts, and bar charts. And so the nice thing about like timelines, for instance, is that you can compare them. So the same way that we see data in Search Console, you can kind of make it show up here. So I'm just going to put, it names your widget as you start to create it. So I'm going to put, I don't have a ton of, you know what? Let's change over to Brian's really quick because he has a lot more data. Permission denied. Very nice. What? Okay, I've already started one for Brian. But, okay, so I am going to do a timeline and add a metric to measure overtime. So if we just did like metric entrances versus, what do we want to do? So the hard thing about this is, okay, so that's not what let's try something different first. Let's try something different. Graph the following metric over time. Okay, so let's just do entrances. I already have this actually, but for SEO specifically, you're going to want to make sure that you're filtering the data specifically by the medium of organic. And if you have a client, so I have some clients that, and then it's just going to look like this. And I looked into this, by the way, just so you guys know. Okay, now I have to show you. I looked into this because I was like, why the heck does it look so crazy? And it's because Google is actually putting some of Brian's paid stuff as organic. So that's always fun. But anyways, you always want to make sure that you're filtering by the medium of organic. However, if you are doing like a specific, so let's say you have a client that has a target of like older men, for instance. Well, statistically speaking, older men are a lot or tend to use Bing more often than most audiences. So you might be optimizing just for Bing. You could do these specifically for Bing. So instead of medium containing organic, you could also add source containing Bing. And so now this is only going to show us organic traffic from Bing. And so you can see, and then you would just name this, obviously something that your audience would understand, or your client would understand. So like Bing entrances. And the reason that I did entrances is because that's probably the best way to gauge where people coming to your website through organic search. Because if you do like page views, that's obviously all of the pages that they view in that time. So let's see what it would look like. So I'm going to clone this widget, and instead of entrances, we're going to change this to page views really quick so we can see the difference. So you can see like the entrances, these are people coming in through organic, and these are just the people visiting pages from organic. And they paint two very different pictures, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. I did the same thing here with, I did entrances because it wasn't pulling Search Console data through very well. So I did landing page because then we get a good idea of which pages are bringing in our organic the best. So I did landing page, and then entrances and bounce rate. And again, the medium of organic. And so we can see that like the virtual events page has had the most entrances, and the bounce rate is kind of high. Again, this is bringing in some of that paid media. So let's just do this real quick. And we'll change this to Bing as well. So maybe we can just have a whole Bing dashboard, right? So this is where all of the Bing traffic is going. And we can see pretty high bounce rates here. So perhaps Bing isn't going so hot for us right now, which I probably could have told you that based just on this graph alone. But so you can build out your own dashboard right here in Google Analytics. However, there's an entire gallery, solutions gallery for Google Analytics, and you can scroll through and see other people's, Jala, thanks for joining, dashboards. So for instance, this is a dashboard that somebody created, and you can import it into your Google Analytics. So you would just find the one that you want, go to import, create, select view, all website data, create, and now I have the that report, right? So you can go through, so this is just a report, but they have the reports and they have dashboards. So I have actually worked with someone to create some dashboards. This was a long time ago, but if you create one that you want to share, so let's say you want to use it as like a lead magnet, because you absolutely can, you can just go to your dashboard, click share, and then share in Solutions Gallery, and that will put your dashboard live in Google Analytics Solutions Gallery. Or you can share a template link. And so that's how I would suggest using it as like a lead capture. So then, you could have people sign up to get your dashboard and then email them the link to the custom dashboard. But like I said, so this is Roach, thanks for joining. Let me see. Let's do this with the demo data because I think we can master view. So if we had a client organic purchases that we were doing SEO for, and we really wanted to show that that we were bringing value, because that's what everybody always comes back to, the money, right? Understandably so. So I'm going to do a metric of purchases, medium, organic, press save. And now they can see right away the organic purchases or the number of organic purchases that we've driven through SEO, right? So, and it shows right here, percent of total, 80% of them were organic purchases. We can do the same thing. Let's see if we can do revenue. And it shows $679 in revenue, right? So I'm going to clone this actually because I didn't mean to do that. So organic purchase, we're going to change this to purchase completed, save. So organic purchase, and then we'll name this organic revenue. And so you would set up this dashboard again, like I said, and you would share it with your client so that they can just go, okay, I wonder how SEO is doing. I really don't know. And they can just come to this and go, okay, well, we've made $679. So I'm going to count this as a win, right? And it's just so much easier than trying to constantly send them reports. You can also automate or like send these automatically. So I could type in an email address here, and then as you can see, I can send this essentially. I could send it daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. And these, I guess, could even be good for yourself. You can set the timeline, and then you can put some text here to say, here is your weekly report for SEO progress in 2020 or something like that, right? Obviously, you know, these work the same as our regular dashboards that we see in each of these views, that we can come in and change this. So like if we wanted to see, you know, I guess this would be like 3 months or something, you could show it. And what's nice too is that it does show these trend lines. However, you can also change this. So if we clone it again, and instead of metric, show the timeline. And I'm just going to go ahead and compare it to purchases, so you guys can see what that looks like. And if you move it to the middle here, then you can see it better. It's a little bit bigger. If you want to change, so the way that these are set up is like, I think it's like 25, 50, 25. But you can customize that here. Oh, okay. It's 30, 40, 30. So you can customize that here. Like if you just wanted to have the 2 columns. So now we have all of this timeline's a lot easier to see because it's a bit bigger. So now we have our organic revenue in comparison to our purchases, and our entrances, bounce rate by landing page. And remember, all of these have the filter of organic on it. Now we could easily just use this exact same thing and change the medium to whatever. So we've talked about UTM codes. We could easily change this to our medium based on a UTM code. So like, let's say you're doing PPC, you could change it to PPC, and then you would get the exact same information for PPC. And I don't know if you would want to put those in different dashboards for your clients, or if you want to keep all that information in one dashboard. It just kind of depends. Let's see. You can also, I think you can still compare it in here to previous period. Let's see. Yeah. So this gives you the comparison, so they can see, you know, we're down $100-ish, $120 period over period as far as revenue goes, but we've had the exact same amount of purchases. And they can see that our bounce rate has actually gone down for the homepage. So whatever we're doing on the homepage, or whatever we've changed on the homepage since then, is working. Our entrances are going up, which tells us that we're either ranking for more, or we're getting a higher click-through rate. And again, you know, you can change this based on whatever strategy you're doing. So does anybody have any sort of questions? If you have any questions, go ahead and drop those in the comments so we can get those answered for you. But let's see. I don't think you can save the segments on here. Like, you can say, I only want this to show whatever, but you can, it does save the, what's it called? The filter that we're already putting on there. So that acts as enough of a segment, I would say. So I guess it looks like everybody's kind of hopped off this stream. So I don't have too much more to say about visualizations, and there aren't any sort of, well, let's try this real quick. I mean, I'm just talking to myself at this point, so might as well try it. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if I can. Table, search query. I'm listening, LOL. Okay, so Periscope is telling me that I have 0 viewers, so sorry. Don't worry, Militia, it's still here. Thank goodness. I really thought I was just sitting here talking to myself. Okay, so search query, and Eric is still here. Okay, so maybe Periscope is just messing with me. Periscope is like really lowering my confidence right now. It's showing me 0 followers, y'all. Look, can you see that? It says 0. There's 0 people. That's okay. I'm listening in the background. Oh, maybe that's why. That's fine. Okay, anyways, so I'm going to put in search query. Maybe it just wasn't working because, maybe it wasn't working just because, who knows, y'all? Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay, so this did work. So Search Console just wasn't working for Brian's data. Probably we just didn't have enough. So here in the demo account, I was able to pull up impressions and clicks based on search query. Actually, let's go ahead and put the filter of organic on here just to make sure this isn't, because search term is used for paid and search query is used for organic. So this should be organic, but I'm just going to triple check here. Organic, and press save. Yeah, see, now it's doing that. So maybe that was, don't know why it does that. Because if I get rid of this, then it shows me impressions and clicks. So I don't know. The entrances is easy enough because it shows you for the page. But remember as well, you can also do like, you can show page speed. Let's see, like page speed metrics on here as well. Sample. That's not what I wanted. Table. Let's do that. So let's do page, landing page, time, average, page load time. Duh. And we have this here in, okay, so let me get rid of that because that's not really what I wanted. We're going to do this timeline. And we're going to do time, page speed. Oh, shit, I lost it. Page load time, average page load time. And ideally, especially if you're working on SEO for a site that's like really bulky, ideally we would see this trending down. You can see that there were a few days where these guys had a really long average page load time. So there are even technical things that you can be showing in this dashboard to prove to your audience that, you know, you are doing your job as far as SEO goes. But again, you know, there are plenty of things for ads on here as well. So this is just something to play with. I mean, essentially what I try and do is I bring my favorite views all into a dashboard, and then that keeps me from staying in analytics for hours and hours and hours, which I really enjoy doing, because I can just come in here, see what I need to see and pop out. But it does the same thing. Well, and it's more visual, right? Like you can customize it to how you want to see it. And so that's always nice too. But just find your favorite views and make widgets for them. Or like I said, go to this Google Analytics solution gallery and find a dashboard that you like. You can, it looks like, yeah, so you can go through and filter and try and find what it is that you want to see. So for instance, this is a snapshot of a Google ads or like paid ads dashboard that somebody's created. And again, all you have to do is import it and it goes straight into your analytics account. So there's a lot that can go on here. But I do have a hard stop here at 1 o'clock. So I just want to say thanks for hopping on, even though Periscope is telling me nobody is watching. Thanks for hopping on here. I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure you leave a comment and let me know. This has been another week of you and me and analytics. And remember, if you want to support, I have a Buy Me a Coffee where you can donate to help keep the show going, or you can get an analytics consultation. I have an hour and a 2-hour consultation thing, or just hit me up and we can figure something out. So thanks for joining. And like I said, if you want to come join me over on the Agora Pulse live show, please do. I'll see you guys next week. And don't forget, you're a beast.